Good day everyone, my name is Vannaka and welcome to another video. I'm making this video to announce that I will be playing Leagues this year, and of course it really starts tomorrow, so this video is really like last minute, but I'm so hyped to play the League. I've always been like that. Every single year, the League is something special to me. It's just a very nice way to play the game, and every single time you can craft new theories, and I just love everything about it. But before we get into the League talk, I quickly want to update you guys on my personal health situation, because if you have seen the video that I posted almost 2 months ago, I've had a pretty tough time, and I'm still not out of it yet, but things are slowly getting better. It will still take me a while to get back to my full old self, but that's just the way it is. Life can't always be perfect, right? The problem is, even after all this time, I still don't know exactly what is happening with my body. Like I explained in a video before, I might have something that has to do with CPPS, which means chronic pelvic pain syndrome. It basically means that if I sit for a too long period of time, then my body starts to hurt everywhere. And it's really, really annoying, especially if what you love to do most is play games behind your computer. That's just impossible to do sometimes. So yeah, that's very frustrating, but it's the way it is. But I am very lucky that I do have a height adjustable desk, so every now and then I can switch between positions, but still it is very annoying, and it's a chronic pain, so it could go on for months, even years if I'm unlucky, but I don't want to be pessimistic about it. But anyways, I don't want this video to be about my personal health. I will be okay. It'll take a while, but it's gonna be okay. I just want to have some fun playing RuneScape again. So in the background, you can see some content from the previous league that I played as well. So yeah, throughout this video, you can watch that alongside me talking about the current league that's coming up tomorrow. So there's several reasons why Leagues is very important to me this year, and the first one is that I actually have a special reason for playing Leagues. As some of you may know, I have an account called Chunk, and this is a chunk-locked Iron Man that can only make progress by training the construction skill. For every level I train, I can unlock a chunk, but also by completing my player-owned house. So by storing items in my costume room, for example, I can unlock chunks. Now, one portion of this costume room is also League rewards, and obviously the only way for me to get those is by playing Leagues. So for me, there's actually a reason to play Leagues in order to make progress in the main game on the account, and that is, I think, a very interesting and unique concept. I haven't really seen that before, I think. Not sure if anyone has done that before, but I think that's really awesome. So yeah, one of my big reasons to play Leagues this year is to actually, play on Chunk, get those League rewards, and get this progress done in the main game. Now, some people will ask, am I gonna play the League with the same restrictions as in the main game? And the answer to that is no, because there's no real way to translate those rules from the main game to the Leagues, and Leagues is supposed to be this mode, this sandbox where you can do anything, and I don't want to limit myself to having to make progress through construction. And I do see this as a complete different, separate mode, and I think it's completely fine to do so, because the only thing I will unlock in the end are a couple of chunks, and this is the only way to do it, so there's no other way. But actually, there's more reasons why I want to participate in Leagues this year, and I think one very important reason is as well that I really want to get back into YouTube, guys. It's been almost 6 months since I seriously just played the game, and I want to get back into it, and I think Leagues is just great because there's so much stuff going on, so much content that I can make, and it's always a blast. So I hope that after this, I will have some confidence that I can get back into YouTube again, and even after Leagues make more content. I also really want to encourage you to play the League if you haven't made up your mind yet, because Leagues is such a great game mode, and it can only be played once a year, so if you've been thinking about it, just give it a chance. It's really, really fun. So now I want to talk a little bit more in detail about Leagues. If I compare last year's League to this one, I think this one is so much better. If you take a look at all the things they have changed, like the echo bosses and the item components that have now been turned into full items, so you don't need multiple areas to complete certain items, it is just great. So in the last league, I was focused on a melee build. I went with the Bulwark to be super tanky. So this time, I don't want to focus on melee again. I want to go and do some range and magic. I don't know exactly what combat masteries I want to pick yet, but I'll talk about that later. So if we take a look at the relics that they have introduced this year, I think they really did a great job. We see some old relics coming back, but also a lot of new ones, which I think are super interesting. If we take a look at tier 1, then I think I'm gonna go for the animal wrangler one, the fishing one, even though in this picture they have mixed up the icon with the text, so the animal wrangler should actually be the lumberjack one, but that's fine. But I really want to focus on fishing because I think it's a great skill to AFK when I want to edit videos or whatever, just want to chill out a little bit. So yeah, that's going to be an easy pick for me. I don't know exactly what relics I want to pick from all the other tiers, but I can go through them briefly. To me, the one that looks most interesting in tier 2 is the corner cutter, simply because I don't want to spend my time on training agility too much. And the thing is, friendly forager for herblore is fun, getting a lot of herbs, but I do a lot of PVM anyway, so in the end game you get so many herbs, it shouldn't be a problem to get the herbs later on. And dodgy deals is great for thieving, but little spoiler, I'll be picking the desert region, and that has pyramid plunder, so it's going to be very easy for me to train thieving anyway, so I don't really care too much about that. Then we have the 3 teleportation options, and from what I've seen so far, everyone is going to pick the clue compass, and honestly, I'm leaning towards that one as well, because it just looks so much better than the other two. I mean, being able to teleport to all banks is convenient, but the Clue Compass also has a couple teleports to banks, so I think that's more than enough. And the Fairies Flight is a bit old, it's okay, but you know, I have access to Spirit Trees and Fairy Rings anyways, so I don't really need that, I guess. And then we have the 4th Relic tier. So at first I didn't really want to focus on Golden God too much, but now that the other two have been released, I do think that it is the best option. I mean, picking a relic from a previous tier is cool, but I just don't think that any of them are that good that they are worth picking. And Equilibrium is cool, but it is just not something I want to pick. It's just extra experience, but it doesn't do anything mechanic-wise. Well, I guess a little bit, because you can just choose the methods to train and get XP faster that way, but I don't know. Golden God seems really cool. It's like of a fire seal from last league, but this time it doesn't compete with Banker's Note. I'll get back to that later on. So it'll be possible to get infinite cash and also infinite prayer and magic XP. So Golden God looks really good. Then we have tier 5, and honestly, I really don't know what to pick here. They're all so good, honestly. I think if I want to go for max stats, then Production Master would be great because it's going to be super easy to train my skills, but Slayer Master is also very good, being able to just not even pick a task, just kill Slayer creatures and you'll get Slayer XP for it with all the other perks that are attached to it. And of course, the Treasure Arbiter is great because you can mix it up with the Clue Compass, and they work very well together. Although I may think it could be kind of an overkill to get them both, because only the Clue Compass in itself is already very good. So right now I'm leaning towards Production Master, but I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. Then we have Total Recall and Banker's Note. Like, this is a great one to split, so you have to choose. Last league we got both of them, now we can only choose one. But I kind of already teased that I'm leaning more towards Banker's Note, because that is just so OP in raids. I can just bring infinite food. And if you're a super good PVMer, then I guess you don't need it. And I guess I am an okay PVMer, not very good, but I can do raids. But still, having all the infinite food is just awesome. And Total Recall is great, but you can only use it in a non-instance area, I guess, or God Wars Dungeon. But I don't know. I don't want to teleport back and forth every single time again. I just want to have this Banker's Note with me and just be, chill about everything that I do in the game. And then we have tier number 7, and this one is a very difficult one for me, because at first I was focused on Grimoire. I really wanted to pick that one. But now that I think about it, the areas that I want to unlock are going to get me most of this content by itself. So I don't really need to get this one. But on the other hand, the other two are, I'm going to be honest, not too interesting to me. The Pocket Kingdom is a very cool addition, but you get a lot of resources and stuff, but I don't see myself using it too much. And Overgrown could be good for farming, but I don't know, it's kind of boring to me. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm not too much of a fan of tier 7. It's not that great in my opinion. I'll just have to think about it, what I want to pick, and we'll see. And then the last one, I really want to go for Last Stand. That's a very easy decision for me, because Last Stand looks so interesting. Being able to come back from the dead, basically, or just prevent myself from dying and then come back with like super stats for a short amount of time is super epic to go for. And last league I went with both Specialist and Guardian because they were in a different tier back then, and I had them both. So that is why I want to go and do something different today and at this league and go for last stand. But apart from the relics, we also have combat masteries this year, and that is even more exciting. I'm not gonna lie, this is looking great, man. Now, like I said before, I went with the melee route last year, and I don't want to do that again, so I'm leaning more towards magic and ranged. At the first glance, the tier 6 ranged seems so incredibly overpowered, and that is what I was going for at first, but I do think that I want to do something a little bit different, because even though it sounds super overpowered, it does look a little bit boring, and I don't want to just camp ranged the entire leagues because that is the only thing I will do damage with, so I'm gonna come up with something different, but I'll talk about that later during the actual series. But what I really think is interesting here is that because you can choose between, let's say, 18 different skill perks, you can only choose 10, and it really makes you think about what you desire, what you value more, and I think also the tasks that you do in order to unlock the perks are very cool. They go from super easy to incredibly hard, although I think in leagues everything is a little bit easier, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm gonna be honest, I've never killed Zug before, so maybe during this league it'll be the first time. I have no idea. And like I said before, what I also really love about this league is the addition of echo bosses, because this makes it so that every region, except for maybe Gendarin, I'm sorry Gendarin, but every region has something to go for. It is never a bad option. All these different echo items look so great, and I wish I could try them all, but that's not gonna be possible. But yeah, I really want to go for these bosses as soon as I can within the leagues. It's gonna be a lot of fun to see, which one of my picks are good and which ones are not, but I really have high hopes for this. It's going to be amazing. Now, I don't want to share too much about my plan for leagues, because if I spoil everything here, then I guess you already know it when I start working on the videos, but I do want to give you like a slight idea of what I want to do. I do love Tombs of a Masked, so I will be going for the desert region. I already said that in the video, but that is something that I really want to do, so that is something you can look forward to. And I'm not going to go for the melee build, so it will be range and magic, a combination of those two. And but the way I get there, I have no idea yet. I don't know exactly, like, I've not really locked my relics yet. I know I have an idea which ones I want to pick, but it's not 100% if I'm actually going to go and do it. Maybe I see other people pick different things and I'll be like, hey, maybe I should do that too. But I don't want other people to influence my decisions too much. I want to just play my own league and just do my own thing, and we'll see in the end what it leads to. I mean, remember, leagues is a marathon. It's not a sprint. I don't have to be like the #1 player in the first day. It's okay if I just take it a little bit slower and then later on make these jumps in progress or whatever. It's all going to be fine. But of course, in the end, my goal is to get as many points as possible, because I want to buy all the rewards possible to unlock new chunks on my player-owned house chunk locked Iron Man in the main game. So that's going to be very fun. Now, I can't really say too much about my upload schedule yet, because honestly, I don't know how much I will be able to play, what my body allows me to, so we'll see about that, but I will do my best to be there. I will probably not stream it, but I'm gonna try to update you guys as much as possible. And of course, what I'm hoping for is that this will motivate me to continue making these videos after the league. There are so many more things that I want to do. I may want to focus on making different RuneScape videos as well, so not just make videos about accounts that I play on, but also more theory videos talking about the game and stuff like that. Just more experimentation. I really want to do that. I want to improve my editing skills as well, so hopefully I can do that by making YouTube videos on this great YouTube channel. So yeah, those are the plans that I have for the upcoming months, and then in 2025 we'll see what happens after that. So anyway, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you are just as excited for leagues as I am. Thank you so much for the continued support on the channel, and I wish you all a wonderful league. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.